The cost of opportunities is always good to know. But if you know that, then you're good to go. Yeah. No dreams too big. Chase anything, got the passion to do. Only a dream till it happens to you. Finally seeing money, now I'm acting a fool. Never thought touring the world.
Oh, hello. What's up, YouTube? And welcome to my YouTube channel. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Jason Irvin, or as most people know me on Instagram by J Swervin. So whatever you want to call me, feel free to call me Jason, J Swervin, The Weekend, whatever you want to call me. I want to be completely transparent with you guys. I really want you guys to know who I really am as a person. I feel like most people don't know my full story. They just see, oh, he lives, he works out, cool, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like you develop a more deep connection with someone when you actually know their struggle, you actually know what they came from. So I just want to share this story with you guys just because I know there's people out there who can probably relate to this. There's people out there who are probably still stuck in the same situations that I used to be in. And I want to start off by from grade school. Grade school was it sucked. Just growing up from a young age, I guess you can say I never loved myself. That was one of my biggest problems going up through grade school. I never developed any kind of self-love for myself. So my eating habits were terrible. I was very overweight, and a lot of people would tell me, "Oh, you weren't that overweight." Yes, I really was. I hid it very well, so most people didn't notice that I was as fat as I was. Um, and just really all the problems through grade school really led on throughout the years. So from grade school all the way through college, it led to even greater problems with my self-confidence and self-esteem. I was embarrassed. I was teased about it. Guys, it hurt, from a young age hearing, hurtful words from people you thought cared about you, growing up and having people, shaming you, making you feel very small, calling you fat and just calling you very hurtful names, guys. So, already trying to, grow up and be as a young boy, trying to grow up and be grow into a man, and you have other people sitting here putting you down. So it was a struggle as a young kid, trying to grow up because, you just had people spreading all this negativity towards you, instead of bringing you up, people are sitting there putting you down, So it was a struggle. I never felt good about myself because I heard those words and I believed that they were true. Everything that they would say to me, oh, this, that. I was like, well, they're saying it, so it must be true. I didn't like the way I looked, so I would go to school and I basically I hid my body fat fairly well, you would say. I would literally walk around with my t-shirt like this because I would walk like this because I wanted to hide all the body fat that was coming from my chin. So I would wear very large clothes. That way people wouldn't really notice how much fat I was really holding. So it really didn't take until I got to college. No, not college. It really took me until I got to high school before I really saw some sort of transformation. Um, I was tired of being the person who I was. I was tired of looking in the mirror at myself. I was tired of the eating habits. I ate like shit. To be blatantly honest, all I ate was junk food, fried chicken, processed foods, uh like you name it. You can ask anybody who's known me throughout the years. My eating habits were terrible. I played sports throughout my whole life. I played basketball, but to be in shape for basketball you have to put good food into your body, and that's not one thing that I did. So that hindered me from even having potential to be a good basketball player because I literally just ate like straight shit. So it really took me until I got to high school to really see a transformation. I changed my eating habits and like I said, I started eating healthier and I started incorporating exercises. The first piece of exercise equipment I used was an ab lounge, where you lay on it and it's like a little like hammock type machine where you literally crunch. So I was literally crunching away at my fat, literally not knowing that I really wasn't crunching away at anything. But anyway, I changed my eating habits, and that was like the biggest factor in how I changed. So I got to high school. High school was even tougher for me because now I was dealing with depression, and really it's tough because I felt like always wanted to be accepted. Yeah, so this isn't one of the easiest things for me to talk about, because I usually not too many people know like much about me. I keep to myself for the most part. I don't really, just I'm usually just I just keep to myself. But throughout the years, like I was telling you earlier, I dealt with severe depression, and depression isn't like, to me, depression is something you place upon yourself, and that is something that I did to myself because of just the self hatred. I didn't accept myself. I always wanted love from others, but how you can't love yourself. You can't expect others to love you unless you love yourself. So yeah, college was a really rough time for me. So I always felt like I wasn't good enough for anybody, not for my girlfriend at the time, not for my mom, not for my dad, not for my family. I just felt like, honestly, I felt like I was a waste of space. There was times where I wanted to kill myself. Um, I contemplated suicide multiple times. Obviously, I never went through with it, but there was times where I always said, why am I here on this earth? I have no purpose, because I felt like nobody liked me, or I just felt like there was no reason for me to be here at all. So I was just like, I would always ask God, like, why am I here? Just, everybody always, does me wrong. So just take me off the earth. So this was some things that I always dealt with this. So there was time, guys, where I literally would sit in my room and just cry for maybe one to like for hours, and just sit there and cry and just wonder why I was in the situation that I was in. Why do people always do me certain ways, and why is my life not as good as this person? Why can't I be this? Why can't I be that? I went from just sitting in my room alone, just crying for hours, and just I don't even. It's so tough to talk. Not tough to talk about, but just thinking back to how I used to be. But literally, I went from just sitting in my room alone crying to now I literally sit in my room and alone with no TV on, with a little lamp on, and I just contemplate. I think about the future. I think about different goals. I think about how far I've come. I think about all the good things in life, all the positivity. So I literally sit in my room for hours now, and I literally just sit there and just think about a master plan, pretty much. So you guys can switch your lives around. So I sit in my room for hours on hours and just think, what can I do next? What good whose life can I change next? So I want you guys to know that it is possible. You've got to stop depending on others for your happiness. The only person in this world that can make you happy literally is you. You have the say so in every decision you make in your life. I don't care, what your parents say. I don't care what your brother, your sister says. I don't care what anybody says. You have control over what you do. You want to be happy, you have to learn to love yourself. Um, you can't expect somebody else to love you and expect that you're gonna love yourself. Because if you're expecting somebody else to love you, you're not even loving them. It just doesn't work like that. So you have to learn to accept yourself, and I've learned to accept myself, love myself, forgive. So the biggest transformation for me really came once I got to college. I went to Elmhurst College in Elmhurst, Illinois. Um, I got to Elmhurst, and this is where I met one of my closest friends. He was my first friend at Elmhurst, Jimmy Delaney. So shout out to Jimmy. 6 callers ahead of us, Jimmy. But yeah, anyway, So me and Jimmy, we became best friends. We had the same class together. It was like our shit. What's the fucking name of it? Orientation class. Yeah, our orientation group. We had the same class together. So that's how we met. We became real close. I would always be chilling at his place and everything. So yeah, I met him. Found out he lifts. I just got into lifting myself. You know, we were always talking like, man, you know what I'm saying? We don't want to pick up the freshman 15. I was already not liking the way I looked to begin with, so I didn't want to add an extra 15 pounds. So I was like, bro, I was like, no, we should work out together. So I finally did some research. That's how I got into the game. I researched, I looked up on bodybuilding.com. I found Steve Cook, big man on campus. That was the very first workout program I ever did in my life. Um, I did that, and that's where the transformation came. I ate at the cafeteria, so I would help clean foods, and I would just work out and work out and work out. And that was the first time I ever saw my body literally I just saw all the fat just wash away. It was probably the best moment of my life. So I went to Elmhurst for 3 years. I was studying exercise science, and in my third year, after the first semester, I decided to take a leave of absence from Elmhurst and just leave school. I was going through a very tough time, and at the time it was just too much for me to handle. I was stressed out because of school. I was always depressed. I was just doing harm to my body, and I just, I couldn't take it. I wasn't happy. So my whole philosophy is now is you got to do what you have to do to make yourself happy. And whether that means leaving a situation, whether that means it just means leaving everything and dropping everything and not knowing what your outcome's going to be, then you have to do it. Basically, I needed to find myself. And that's when I started learning that you have to put your happiness comes first. So whatever you have to do to reach that happiness, you have to do it. Sometimes you have to let go of things in order for yourself to get to that point in life. I left school I left school with no plan. I had no idea what I was gonna do. I didn't know if I was gonna go back to school. I decided not to go back to school the next semester. I had took the leave of absence. I could have came back, but I decided not to go back. I left school with literally no plan of action. I had no idea what I wanted to do with my life. I was sitting in my room just taking a break and just enjoying life and just trying to relax and just trying to figure things out. I just want you guys to know that you're not stuck there. That you can literally change your lives. That you guys are not alone. I want you guys to know that looking at someone like me, I'm not like I said, I don't think I'm in the greatest shape of my life, but compared to where I was, I'm I'm far away from that. And I just want you guys to know that there's hope. So I don't want anybody out there to give up on themselves. I don't want you guys to look at yourselves and be like, no, this is it for me. I can't. I'm gonna stay stuck here for the rest of my life, because you're not. You're not gonna stay there. You're gonna go. You're gonna deal with some ups and downs. I've dealt with many, and I've been so inconsistent throughout this whole fitness journey. To get where I'm at has been a struggle. It's not been the easiest thing in the world, guys. I've dealt with so much inconsistency. One minute I'm in great shape, and the next minute I fall to depression, and all of a sudden I just blow it all away. So I just want you guys to know that you guys are not alone. You have somebody to look up to me. I'm here for you guys. I want you guys to know that you guys can grow. There's growth, and you guys will grow. So I thank all of you for watching this video this long, and even for all of the support that I've gotten so far. Like I said, I don't even feel like I'm anything. I don't feel like I've accomplished anything yet. I don't feel like I've made a mark on the world yet. So I really appreciate all the support that I've gotten so far. I appreciate the support of you guys even just watching this video. So yeah, that's my whole thing. I want to keep giving back to all the people who have been there for me throughout the years, all the people who have supported me, and not just supported me, the people that have been there through all the rough times for me. Um, there's so many people I have to thank. I'm not gonna go down the list because it's a laundry list of people out there. You guys know who you are. You guys know the situations I've been in. You guys have been there to consistently help me. So I want to start this journey, and I'm like I said, look at the title of this video. I'm doing this for you guys. This is not for me. All the things that I do is I want to continue to give back to all of you. So once again, thank you, and let's make this journey something worthwhile.